Happy Wednesday, you all. Welcome to the first What a Word Wednesday of 2021. The title, as you all know, is Here We Go Again. So let's get started. Here we go again. Here we go again is a common phrase that often rings out when we've encountered similar behavior from a person. It's exchanged with a colleague or a friend when a common and sometimes unsavory occurrence happens that impacts multiple people. And who doesn't know the song by the Isley Brothers or the version by Portrait? Here we go again. Here we go, going through the same thing. Here we go. Don't want to play the same game. Well, not again. I don't want to go through it. I don't think I sang that part right, but y'all get the point. That point or that song, that version is by Portrait. So we've heard it. Here we go again. Typically, like I've said, it's not connected to something where it's like good. It's like we have an attitude about it, or it's just like OMG, right? So the sentence, here we go again, elicits feelings of frustration, disbelief, and even confirmation of, I told you so. With further consideration, we can also say these words to ourselves when we are in a mode of reflection. I know sometimes I say it when I'm considering a behavior or a pattern I notice about myself. Like, don't you start that, Jasmine, or this is not what we are about to do. When I find myself about to go down a rabbit hole of overanalyzing, or overthinking. In light of social media, we've been given much more access to people's lives, celebrities, family, friends, people we like, people we don't like. Learning about what person, or at least what they post, provides is readily at our fingertips. Rewind. Learning about what a person, or at least what a person posts, provides us with information that's readily at our fingertips, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This constant access and ability to see what others are doing via posts, statuses, fleets, stories, clubhouse stages, and the like create a framework that provokes us to form opinions that we sometimes keep to ourselves or share with others. How many times have we been scrolling on social media or on a call and thought those words? I venture to even say that we say this sentence more often around the first of the month of the new year. No, I mean the first of the year, when new declarations of resolutions and new me assertions are all over the place. Seeing our friends post these declarations create a number of responses that range from declared support to rolled eyes to phone calls, screenshots, or even text messages. With the inundation of being able to access such, I wonder, for those of us who find ourselves saying that sentence in connection to another person, realize the rabbit hole or poor use of time and energy it lends to. Instead of saying, here we go again, we could join the family of support publicly or even privately. We never know the how and why people reassert, redeclare, or reaffirm. We can certainly be on the side of positivity and support. The negative cycle of train that we often project on others has more to do with us than it does with them. Honestly, how is the next person starting over and over again really impacting our quality of life? And why are we taking the time to discuss it over and over again? This is not on my paper, but does it help us feel better temporarily? I don't know. I think social media has framed our world in such a way that we offer opinions and commentary about things that have nothing to do with us, and even create a space for many of us to feel we have a level or a status of being that can only be purported, fostered, and nurtured in online spaces. To be open and in connection to ourselves, we could honestly channel that energy in a self reflective way and apply a less critical lens to ourselves to ensure that we are being accountable to our purpose and goals. Hold on. I'm going to take out less critical. Say it again. To be open and in connection to ourselves, we could honestly channel that energy in a self reflective way and apply a constructive lens to ourselves to ensure that we are being accountable to our own purpose and goals. It's amazing how many of us can be so entirely and brutally critical of others and excuse our own behavior with justifiable reasons that really boil down to excuses and the unwillingness to grow. Sometimes it is easier looking at the next person, but doing so without taking a look at ourselves in the mirror will not lend to our finding and nurturing true happiness, peace, joy, and contentment. A lot of us are too entirely full of ourselves. It's not entirely our fault, though. We were born to be selfish, and we live in a world where we can post a selfie, send a selfie, etc., to get instant attention. However, we are of age as adults to do better, to be better, and to live better, not for comparison's sake, but for creation's sake and even legacy's sake. We were created for greatness, and since we were created in His image, we can connect to that greatness, and find who we really are supposed to be, who we really were designed to be, and not attempt to be like a cookie cutter person or attempt to model ourselves after people that we see in the media or on the social scene, because that could be an image that person is projecting too and not really even be who they are. And like I said in a previous vlog, we should go to the designer, the person who created us, to find out who we are and who we need to be. We were created for greatness, and since we were created in His image, we can move forward in that. Thus, in connection to that greatness, we don't have to attempt to dim anyone else's light. It certainly doesn't make our own burn brighter or shine brighter. One time I Facebook statused, I made that a verb, Facebook statused, or Facebooked. As the salt of the earth, let's be the right kind of salty. Salt that adds healthy flavor, not the salty that makes you squinch up your face because someone put too much in the recipe. And getting over ourselves, we can come under the subjection of God. And getting over ourselves, we can come under the subjection of God and live humbly before Him. I mean, at the end of the day, we're no match for His scrutiny, which could be far worse. But thank God for His grace. And I mean, we could actually get on the right side now, because I'm telling you, the only thing I want to hear is, well done, my good and faithful servant. So when we get to the end of this life, what is our goal? What do we want to hear? So I ask the question, what about you? Let's receive His grace and extend that same grace to not only ourselves, but others. After loving God and treating our neighbors as ourselves, how hard can it be? Unless we really don't like ourselves and we project and deflect so we don't have to face it. And hiding behind our own hype is what amplifies our life and makes it easier. But really, is it easier, or is it just a pacifier that compounds our issues and mars our purpose and gift to the world? So here we go again can actually be, let's start again by looking at ourselves in the mirror and becoming who we actually think we are. Here we go can then have a positive declaration, right? Like, here we go again, pursuing our purpose. Here we go again, encouraging our fellow man. Here we go again, being a light. Here we go again, being the salt. Here we go again. Y'all take care.